So you have the idea about now what are the layer 1 devices, layer 2 devices, and layer 3 devices. So any question? So this layer 1 should be hub. Then two devices are displayed. What are those two actually? It should be hub only, but two are displayed. This one is the bridge switch, and this one should be the repeater. This is the router. In the layer 1, I'm not sure what is the one should be the hub. The other one, what is that?
layer 1 switch layer 2 එකට එනවද නෑ නේද?
මොකද?
repeat එක layer 2 එකට එන්නේ නැහැ නේද?
Yeah. Repeater is the layer 1, no? Yeah, true. Repeater and hub. Repeater and hub. This one is the switch, bridge, and then this one layer 2 by symbol. I cannot remember actually. It should be the bridge because two links are there. Then this one should be the switch, and this one it is questionable. Okay, just thinking, looked into that. I will update later on. Once we looked into the practical, we can find the same symbol. Layer 2, yeah, bridge, switch, or VLAN capable switch are the devices in related to the layer 2, but not sure about the first symbol in the layer 2. Anyway, looked into the next topic, factors that impact the network performance. Factors that impact the performance of the network, right? Network performance is utterly important. Then what we have to do, we have to address the different factors, right? Let's look into that. What are the factors, right? You may agree with the first statement that local area networks today becoming increasingly congested and overburdened because now multimedia access over the network increase the usage of the bandwidth, right? Eventually, the transmission media will be heavily busy. There is a message. Okay, Tarinda Hasranga is saying bridge switch and gigabit switch. That means the switch is supporting for better bandwidth. Those are the three symbols there. Yeah, it can be. In addition to every growing populations of the network users, several other factors have combined to test the limits of capabilities of traditional local area network. So with the traditional networking environment, you may agree with that there were limited users, but ever-growing population impact on the usage of the network as well, because there is no the use of the network obviously increases when the number of users are increased. It can be depend on the technological enhancement, that means maybe coverage of the different areas. At the same time, population will be directly impacted, but it is not the one and only reason to have that congested local area networks or overburden local area networks. There may be several other factors, right? So one main factor is the population, but there should be many more. Further, it says multitasking environment. Multitasking environment present in current desktop operating systems such as Windows, Linux, MAC allows for simultaneous network transactions, right? That is one another reason. Operating system level simultaneous or multitasking environment has been introduced. Operating system can handle multiple threads at the same time, right? Sharing the available resources. So eventually the computer performance will be increased. At the end, the usage of the network resources will also be increased, because once the computer performance is high, the download speed or accessing a video speed, right? Playing the game, different other high-end application also can deploy in the computer, right? One thing is the hardware improvement, other thing is the support comes with the operating systems. Technically, all the hardware and software stuff are evolving with time, right? The use of network in intensive applications such as World Wide Web is increasing. With that initiative, right? World Wide Web, that means now with the social media, YouTube, the behavior or interaction with the internet has been different. වෙනස් වෙලා තියෙන්නේ නේද? So many of young generations have used that usually use that mobile phone, smart mobile phone. They always either in YouTube or Facebook, Instagram, different platforms. Eventually, the usage of the network is increased. Client-server applications allow administrators to centralize information, thus making it easier to maintain the and protect the information. Okay, so one side is the improvement with the centralized maintenance systems, centralized information system, right? With that, there are some good things. But once we occupied all the information at one single place and allowing others to access those information at different time, what will be happen? The usage of the transmission media will be increased, right? Client server environment එකක් introduce කරා වගේ නෙමේ server එක හැමතිස්සෙම client access කරන්න ඕනේනේ. මේ අපිට we are not thinking in that level actually, right? Once we host a server, all clients should access that server at different time to access the resources. But those resources were there in their local computer. Clients no need to access over the network. Client can just get into the documents in their computer. So they just get into the client server environment concerning that more secure, more maintainable, or whatever the positive aspects. But eventually what will be happen? Use of the network will be improved. Use of the network will be improved. So it says client server application free local location, client server applications free local workstation from the free from what it says, client server applications free local workstation. That means I think there is a grammar mistake there. No? Client server applications free local workstation from the burden maintaining the information and the cost of providing the enough hard disk space to store it. I think it is trying to say that means once we have the client server environment, the particular local stations are burden free from maintaining the information locally. Then api client server එකක් තියෙනවා නම් දැන් හිතන්නකෝ office එකක different templates තියෙනවා. Letters ලියන අර template, මේ template, document prepare කරන different templates. So if all these things are there in the client server environment, anyone can access the server computer and get them. But if they are maintaining the local computers and when those are required, then access that particular person personally and get it to the pen drive and access, that is one side of the story. What would be the better, client server or maintaining in the personal workstations? Client server is much more convenient. At the same time, workstations are free from maintaining the information. අපි locally maintain කරන්න ඕනේ නැහැ නේ. අපි අතන තියනවා කියලා දන්නවා. එතනින් download කරගත්ත වැඩේ කරා ඒ original copy එක delete කරලා දාන්න උනත් පුළුවන්. Because that original copy is there at the client server at any time to access. At the same time, the second thing, the cost of providing enough hard disk space to store it. If we are just trying to give the hard disk for individual local workstation to store the data, we have to spend extra money for purchasing the hard disk. Instead of that, we can have the centralized hard disk and copy everything, then individuals just access them and get them from the server. Those are the two things. So how we correct this sentence? මේක ඇත්තම කියන client server applications කියන එක subject එක වෙනවා. free කියන්නේ නිකන් avoid කියන එක වගේ. client server application avoid local workstation from burden of maintaining information and the cost of providing the hard disk space to store it. avoid free කිව්වමත් හරි නිකන් free avoid is much meaningful there. Client server applications avoid local workstation from burden of maintaining the information. Local station free වෙනවලු information maintain කරන එකෙන්. ඒ වගේම එයාලට spend කරන hard disk drive වලට spend කරන්න වෙනවා local station වල. That part also we can avoid. Give the cost benefit of client server applications. Such applications are likely to become even more widely used in the future. Given the cost benefit of the client server application, so always we just try to have the cost benefit analysis. Here the cost benefit analysis is for client server applications, right? Such applications are likely to become even more widely used in the future. So client server application will be widely used in the future due to such an advantage. So everyone believe on maintain the resources in the centralized way would be much advantage. It is resourceful, right? Anyone can access anytime. So if you have to, let's say that in our university environment, we are trying to introduce different templates for the letters and things like that. If those things are readily available at the centralized place, for example, our LMS, if we try to upload every material into the LMS and allowing you to access the LMS, it is much more effective, no? Rather than keeping the copies here and there, sending over the email, then people are downloading and maintaining in their local computers because they can't rely on one particular system. If there is a one particular centralized client server application system like hosting the model, then one can rely on that web client server environment. Everyone can access from the server. So no need to worry of having copy for future use. Hope you got. Okay. So still we are talking about the factors that impact the network performance. So what are the factors? Let's go back and see as we finish discussing the factors. Ever growing population is the one thing. No one can challenge that. But it is not the technical reason. It is the natural. People are growing. So with that, use of the network will be growing. Other thing is the multitasking environment present in the current desktop operating system. Use of network intensive application. ඇත්තටම වෙබ් එක හරහා වෙන්නේ මේ client server application environment එකක් තමයි. Facebook කියන්නේ client server තමයිනේ. Facebook is hosted somewhere, then you are going to access. You are the client, then Facebook server is there somewhere that you don't know. This discuss about the advantage of the client server. So mainly two more reasons are multitasking computing environment and network intensive application. Main thing is the growing population. Right? The requirement is increasing. People need more and more internet access, right? Or network access, would say like that. So now we are going to talk about the elements of Ethernet LAN 802.3. So Ethernet is actually how we are going to build the local area network structure of that, right? එක තමයි මේ කට්ටිය LAN වෙනුවට Ethernet කීකේ tentatively use කරන those two terms. There is no much different, but LAN is built based on the Ethernet. It means that whatever the transmission media that it uses follow the Ethernet standard. Whatever the protocol it uses, whatever the application it uses, follow the Ethernet standard. Then everyone can communicate each other. Interoperable communication can be introduced. Ethernet is used to transport data between the devices on a network. Ethernet is used to transport the data between devices on a network. It is the purpose, right? Ethernet actually eventually introduced the different standards, different set of standards. So everyone to follow. Then network device manufacturers introduce the devices based on that. Cable manufacturers are introducing the cables based on that. Whatever the device manufacturer, intermediate devices, end devices, they follow the Ethernet standard. Eventually, Ethernet will be followed by the everyone, accommodating the network communication in the LAN infrastructure. All nodes on the shared Ethernet media transmit and receive the data using the data frames broadcast method. So it is obvious they use the data frame at the layer 2 level. This broadcast method appears when there is no use of the intelligent switches. However, intelligent switches not allowing to broadcast this stuff, right? Any question? You guys have any question about the Ethernet? Now 11 students are there, so it is good. Because entire class is around 18, no? How many students are there now?
12.
No. Not here. Here 12 including me, no? So 11 students are there. Entire class, how many students? 20?
16.
Only 15.
16 again.
Okay, good. 11 out of 15 is good attendance, so you better attend the sessions, otherwise it is difficult to understand yourself. Actually, these sort of sessions are arranged because you can raise the questions and understand during the session, right? So don't hesitate to ask the question. The performance, then we will look into the elements of Ethernet based on the IEEE 802.3 standards, which is represented in the Ethernet as well. Some negative impact. So, right? Let's go one by one. Data frames delivery of the Ethernet 802.3 LAN is of a broadcast nature. Right? Its nature is broadcast. Original nature, right? But with the involvement of some other mechanisms, we make it broadcast to the unicast, but originally it is broadcast. තේරෙනවද කියන එක ඔරිජිනලි කියන කතාව අයිඩියා එක ආවද? ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් බ්‍රෝඩ්කාස්ට් කියන්නේ source end එකකින් every other ends වලට frame එක forward කරනවා කියලානේ. හැබැයි source end එකකින් every other end වලට frame එක forward වෙන්නේ නැහැ හැමතැනදීම. Because intelligent switches are involved, MAC address tables are introduced to accommodate unicast. However, as we isolatedly consider the Ethernet standards, those are broadcast. Isolatedly consider the Ethernet standards, those are broadcast. No use of any other mechanisms to what? Introduce unicast. Right? Then carrier sense multiple access and collision detection method allow only one station to transmit at a time. Carrier sense multiple access collision detect method allow only one station to transmit at a time. Have you ever heard about the carrier sense multiple access and collision detection method? What it mean by carrier sense?
ඒ කියන්නේ මුලින් පැකට් එකක් යවලා බලනවා මේකේ කමියුනිකේට් එකක් වෙනවද කියලා. එහෙම නැත්තම් තමයි කමියුනිකේට් කරන්නේ. මොකේද මේ ස්විච් එකේ එහෙම වෙනවා.
Then finally, what would be the advantage? Then once some computer want to send some data, before sending, it sends the transmission media, whether transmission media is busy or not. If transmission media is busy, computer is not going to send the data, or switch is not going to forward the frame, because to avoid the collision, carrier sense can transmission media ka sense karna. For multiple access, that mean with the carrier, that mean media is shared. carrier sense because it is in the shared medium. So anyone can put the data at the same time. If actually we consider the two ends, one end is the computer, other end is the switch. Both computer and switch want to send the data in between each other. I'm communicating with maybe Prabhat. I want to send something, Prabhat also want to send something. We are connected through the Ethernet cable. I just looked into the transmission media, it is free. Prabhat is also looking into the transmission media, it is free. Then both we try to send. Then eventually there will be a collision because we check at the same time and assure that transmission media is free. But at the same time, we start the communication. As a result, collision has been detected. However, every other time, if I just looked into the transmission media and send, when it is free, then it is smoothly transmitted to the Prabhat. Prabhat also sending something to me when transmission media is free. Right? So one single cable to share the communication in between myself and Prabhat. So Prabhat can be a computer, I can be the switch. Then I might be connected with some other computer. Switch can be connected with some other computer. Right? So let's say Hasita, I am communicating with Hasita as well. So both as previous, both ends assure that collision is not there before communication. So it is the inherent form that Ethernet standard. Right? So once we looked into the transmission media and start the communication, it assures that no collision at most of the time, maybe 98 to 99%, let's say, just random figure I pick for you to understand because I keep 1% to 2% for such concurrent initiative of the communication. Concurrent mean initiating at the same time. We ignore that part and remaining time, 98% of the communication will not be collide if we effectively implement this Ethernet approach with the CSMA CD mechanism. Okay, then thirdly, multimedia applications with higher bandwidth demands such as video and internet, coupled with the broadcast nature of the Ethernet, can create the network congestion. Right? There are some traffics which are in the broadcast nature. Right? With that, what will be happen? Bandwidth will be consumed unnecessarily. In the first point also, it is talking about the broadcast nature with the data frame. This is about the multimedia applications. Right there. Then second thing is actually under the topic negatively affected by several factors. Our topic is negatively affected by several factors. Then this one also has been considered as a negative factor. The implementation of CSMA CD method. Because with that method, although the collisions are detected and collision-free transmissions are assured, only one station can transmit at a time. And lots of administrative traffics are there to make sure that whether transmission media is free. Right? So all these three things are negatively affected by several factors. Let's look into that whether there are some other factors. Yeah, there are few other factors as well. Those are normal latency occurs as the frame travel across the layer 1 medium through the layer 1, 2, 3 networking device. Okay, network latency. This is the other factor. Extended, can you understand this thing? Normal latency occurs, I would say normal latency. We cannot avoid this. ඒකයි මේ කියන්නේ. Normal latency කියන්නේ කොහොමත් පරක් වෙන එකක් තියෙනවනේ. If someone asks me to go to the nearby shop and bring something, ළඟ තියෙන කඩේට ගිහලා අම්ම පාන් ගෙඩියක් අරන් එන්න කිව්වොත් මට යන්න කාලයයි පාන් ගෙඩිය ගන්න කාලයයි එන්න කාලයයි කියන ටික මෙයා වෙනවනේ නේද? එතකොට පර්ස් එකේ සල්ලි දාන්න තියෙන පර්ස් එක ඕපන් කරලා සල්ලි ගන්න යන වෙලාව normal latency එක. right? ඒ වගේ අමතර වැඩ ටිකක් තියෙනවනේ කරන්න. අපිට කරන්න ඕනේ කඩේ ගිහලා පාන් ගේන්න. පාන් නිකන් දෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ කියන්නේ. සල්ලි ගන්න ඕනේ, සල්ලි දාන්න ඕනේ. මාරු නැති වුණොත් පොඩ්ඩක් මාක් හරි බලන්න. ඒ වගේ something addition is there. Like that, throughout the network communication also, you may know that layer 1 to layer 2 to layer 3, there are different encoding and decoding. There are different structure for different layers. So conversion will be happen. Right? For that, there is some obvious delays. Any question regarding that point? Do you have an idea about the IP packet structure? ඉදසුන්ලා ගෙදරෙන්ද ආසයි තරම් මේ කුරුල්ලන්ගේ සද්දය නම් මනම් අහුවා. කට්ටිය යන්නේ නැද්ද විසුන්ලා ගෙවල් පැත්තේ?
මේකද ආවනේද කට්ටිය කුරුල්ලෝ කෑ ගහනවා කිව්වට සරියම පොඩු ගොඩක් කුරුල්ලෝ නෑ මේ පායන අසද හදනවා.
right. විසුන් කොහෙද ඉන්නේ?
පොළොන්නරුවේ.
right. This is an example for the IP packet. මේකෙන් බලමුකෝ. මේ version length, service type, packet length, identifier, DFMF මට මතක නෑ. These are the flag. FO flag, fragment offset, time to leave, transport, header checksum, source IP packet, destination IP address. There are different things. There are different things within that IP packet. So to formulate this packet, it takes at least milliseconds level time, no? Right? This might be same thing in the different form, right? However, communication from one layer to another, there is some sort of encoding and decoding thing happen, right? This one single packet will be derived into multiple frames once it is going from layer 3 to layer 2. Then from the other end, layer 2 frames, then මේ මංගාවි මම විදසුන් එක communication එක. මගේ layer 3 level එකේ මෙහෙම generate වෙන packet එක මගේ layer 2 එකට දෙද්දි මම කොහමද දෙන්නේ? මේක convert කරන frame වලට. එතකොට විදසුන්ගේ layer 2 එකෙන් විදසුන් මොකද කරන්නේ? මගේ මේ packet එකට අදාළ frames 5ක් හැදුණා කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. ඒ frames 5 එකතු කරගෙන එයා packet එක generate කරගන්නවා එයාගේ layer 3 එකේ. මේකට ඉතින් time එකක් යනවනේ. අන්නේ time එක තමයි මේ කියන්නේ. ඔයාලා දැක්ක නේද මේ මම ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එකේ පෙන්නපු එක? එයා කරන් තිබ්බානේ.
ඔව් සර්.
Okay. That is the normal latency. We cannot avoid that. Extending the distance and increasing latency. What is that? කඩේ ළඟ තිබ්බොත් කඩේ දුර තිබ්බොත් තියෙන වෙනස. extending the distance and increasing the latency of Ethernet 802.3 LANs by using the layer 1 repeaters. ඇත්තටම ඒක just අර කතාවෙන්ම කියන්න බෑ මොකද destination එක ළඟ දුරනේ. That mean let's say our destination is far away. In that case we need to have the repeater in between because Ethernet support for 100 meters. In that range, no, Ethernet cable, once it improved, it support for more, but generally we say 100 meters, I guess. Can anyone remember specifically? Anyway, there is a specific length limit, no? By if our destination is away from that limit, what we have to do? අපිට මීටර් 100ක් නම් Ethernet support කරන්න මීටර් 100 පනින්න කලින් මීටර් 80න් 90න් විතර අපි repeater එකක් දාලා signal එක improve කරන්න ඕන. ඒකෙන් මොකද වෙන්නේ? Again there will be a delay. There should be something additional process, no, millisecond level, but once we consider huge chunk of data, there will be significant delay. I would say by using the layer 1 repeater. එච්චරයි මං හිතන්නේ. There are 5. One time actually I asked this one in the exam as well because these are important. What are the factors influencing performance of the networks? Any question? We discussed five factors. Data frames are in the broadcast nature with the use of the CSMCD. Again, one station is allowed to transmit at a time. Because of that, there are some unnecessary delays, so eventually performance will be degraded. Although we can assure the collision free communication, eventually the effective or performance of the communication will be decreased because only one station can communicate at a time. So everything has both good side and bad side. So that is the understand, right? Okay, let's move with the next thing. It is about the reliability of the Ethernet. So previously we discussed about the CS negative side of the CSMCD. Here it is talking about the positive side of the CSMACD because of the reliability, assurance about the reliability. Ethernet using the CSMACD and shared medium can support data transmission rate of up to 100 Mbps. Actually, this one is the actually very much a positive side is it is not allowing to have collision, as name says, because carrier sends multiple access. Carrier sends, check with the carrier and allow multiple users to access and detect the collision detection. So with the collision detection, what is the thing? If there is a collision, it is detected. Collision එකක් වුණොත් collision එකක් වුණා කියලා දැනගන්න. දැනගෙන ඉන්නා විතරක් නෙමෙයි ඊට අදාළ retransmit කරන්නත් ඕනේ. So it is not under this standard itself, but CSMA CD detect the collision, then source send will retransmit the data. Then what you can understand here is, if there is no carrier sense approach before sending, අපි බලන්න නැත්තම් පාර බලන්න නැතුව දැන් යුනිවර්ට එකේ ගේට් එකෙන් එළියට දැද්දි පාර බලන්න නැතුව එළියට දැම්මොත් වාහනයකින් එනවා වාහනෙන් ඇතුලේ ඉඳන් එළියට යනවා without looking at the both side, what will be happen? There is a possibility of having accident, no? Collision can be happen. But if someone very carefully looked into the both left and right sides and get into the road, then it is carrier sense part is there. Sense karna පාර carrier එක road එක. Because road is accessed by many people. Multiple access is there in the physical road. අපි මේ කතා කරන පාරේ multiple access are there. So although we looked into the free transmission media to get into, collision detection can be happen. Right? In that case, source send has to retransmit. However, as far as we have less number of collision, we have to retransmit very less number of data, relatively less. As a result, once the retransmissions are less, what is the advantage? We can use that bandwidth for sending original data. Retransmission අඩු වෙනවා කියන්නේ අපිට original data ටික යවන්න අපේ transmission media එකේ ඉඩ තියෙනවා උන්ට. Space, that means it is not utilizing the bandwidth for the retransmission. No? It is not utilizing the bandwidth for retransmission. Always bandwidth is consumed for transmitting original data. So reliability is guaranteed with that CSMA CD implementation. Goal of Ethernet is to provide the best effort delivery service and allow all devices on the shared medium to transmit on the equal basis. That means there is no priority for any particular device. Computers අපේ පන්තියේ ඉන්න ළමයි ඔක්කොමලා ස්විච් එක විදියට මට කනෙක්ට් වෙලා ඉන්නවනම් there is no priority for anyone of you. Especially when marking the papers, I don't, even though I know you by name, I am not caring when who විදුසුන් කියලා ලකුණු වැඩිපුර දෙන විදුසුන් සෙෂන් කරා කියලා. At the end, we are looking at the numbers, index numbers. I don't remember anyone's number. I'm not trying to remember. Right? In the networking environment also, all the devices are equally considered for intermediate devices or transmission media. They just accept the traffic and forward accordingly without giving any priority for any. So those points are all about reliability with related to the Ethernet. So mainly to assure the reliability, CSMA CD initiatives are there, and all the devices are considered in equal manner when considering the transmission over the network. Right? Certain number of collisions are expected in the design of Ethernet and CSMA CD. So we are going to talk about the now elements. elements of the Ethernet. Certain number of collisions are expected in the design of the Ethernet and CSMA CD. Those two are going together. Therefore, collision can become a major problem in the CSMA CD network. Okay, it is saying about the design of the Ethernet. Network design. And CSMA CD. So let's go forward and see what it actually means. But it says to me that CSMA CD, despite it is there, design of the Ethernet influence on the CSMA CD as well. Collision can become a major problem in the CSMA CD network. Actually, with the poor design of the network, if there are collisions, what will be happen? Collision detection part is there. Once collisions are detected, regular retransmissions are there. Collisions are happen due to the poor design of the Ethernet. But CSMA CD approach is also there on top of the Ethernet. As a result, collisions become major problem because once collisions are detected, retransmissions are occur. Collisions are detected, retransmissions are occur. As a result, network will be busy for an unnecessary retransmission. Right? Unnecessary retransmission. Those are actually few important stuff. So in the first case, A is sending something to B, no? A is sending something to B. Something. But it can be any way actually. It seems to me A is sending something to D or D is sending something to A, or communication in between A and D. Then collision is happening at this place. So what is happening?
Collision detected.
Collision is detected. So as a result, it is confirmed throughout the transmission media for every other computer saying there is a collision. This is something similar to bus topology in this example. So no one can communicate thereafter because collision is there. Then someone try to sense for collision, carrier sense means the sensing for the collision. During that time, they trigger there is a jam. So they are not trying to present. So entire system will be it says stuck for some time or stay some time to until this situation is disappear. I think actually with this timer they are trying to say something that means once collision is detected here, that thing will be informed through these jam messages. No? So there is a rough time value. Once they detect with the collision, they are silent for maybe 5 seconds. They silent for 5 seconds. Computer D is also silent for 5 seconds and start communication. So there is assurance if there is a collision, that thing will be shorted out within 5 seconds. 5 seconds is just arbitrary value I took, but it can be specific value based on the particular Ethernet specifications. Right? So CSMA CD is applied at the layer 2 level under the Ethernet standard. I think you know about the half duplex networks. What is the difference between the half duplex and full duplex?
Full duplex can communicate simultaneously and one time. Half duplex can one time one side only communicate.
Yeah, true. That is the idea. So here focus about the half duplex network. That means communication happen only towards one direction. Originally, it says Ethernet was half duplex. Using half duplex, host could either transmit or receive one time, but not both. හරිනේ? එකපාරට transmitting receiving දෙකම කරන්න බෑ. එක්ක transmit එක්ක receive. Because computer should send some data out as well as computer has to collect some data from the other computers. Both things cannot be accommodated at the same time if we consider about the half duplex Ethernet initiatives. However, at the moment that situation is not appear, right? Because with the use of the Ethernet cable, Ethernet cable with the 4 pairs, both transmission and receiving can be happen at the same time, full duplex mode, because there are cables for transmission and receiving separately. But with the coaxial cables, transmission and receiving can be happen only through the one cable. So in that case, this limitation is there with the initiative of the half duplex. Right? So have that also inside of your mind for comparison purpose. Just compare. We are not jumping, or Cisco has not jumped from directly to the full duplex, because half duplex was the initiation for everyone to have some understand and moving forward. Each Ethernet host checks the network to see whether data is being transmitted before it transmits additional data. What is the meaning behind that? අපි කෑලි වලට ඉස්සරහට යවන්නේ data ටික. We are dividing data into chunks and forwarding one by one or frame by frame. Before sending entire data from source into the destination, we are not doing at once. We just assure whether previously data is sent successfully, then only previous data received by the destination successfully, then only we resend the other data. So that part belongs to the administrative traffic. Data belongs to the user traffic. So there is a administrative traffic to assure the transmission of the user traffic completely. Then only we attend on sending the other part of the data. If the network is already in use, the transmission is delayed. It is obvious when the network is busy, the use of transmission is delayed. අර time එකක් තියාගෙන බලනවා තප්පර 5කින් මොකද වෙන්නේ කියලා. ඒ වෙලාවට busy වුණොත් තව තප්පර 5කින් බලනවා. ඊළඟ තප්පර 5න් බලද්දී free කියලා දැනගත්තාම transmit කරනවා. Right? Such delays are there with the different timers attached with the different approaches. Despite the transmission deferral, 2 or more Ethernet hosts could transmit at the same time. Despite the transmission deferral, 2 or more Ethernet hosts could transmit at the same time. This results in a collision. That means both ends check for the collision-free environment and transmit the data once collisions are free. Collisions are free or free of collision. During such time, both ends start at the same time. As a result, collision can be occur. Right? මේ අපි කතා කරපු දෙක කියන්නේ transmission එක deferral වුණාට deferral කියන්නේ at one time at one device එකකට communicate කරන්න පුළුවන් විදියට වුණාට දෙකම එකපාරට පටන් ගත්තාම collision එකක් ඇති වෙනවා. 3:45 විතර නවත්තවනේ. Right. Introduction to the Ethernet. Still just continuing the same topic. Then it says when a collisions occur, the host that first detects the collision will send out the jam signal to the another host. Collision එකක් වුණාම generate කරන signal එක jam signal එක, you looked into that in the given illustration. And other computers will get that jam message. As an acknowledgement, you should wait some time before sending data to the transmission media. So timer will be active. Timer will remind to the device the time to wait and time to resume. Time to resume. Actually, once jam message is received, the device will hold the communication. At what time the device will be resumed is acknowledged by or reminded by the timer. Upon receiving the jam signal, each host will stop sending data. Then wait for a random period of time before attempting to retransmit. That is what I already described. Receiving jam signal, each host will stop sending data. Idle mode එකට යනවා. Then wait for the random period of time before attempting to the retransmission. It says random period of time, but I think it is depend on the some range of the time. Random වුණාට random කියලා ඕන දෙයක් ගන්න බෑ. ඒක protocol should define. Anyway, you should have some idea. Timer will get the specific time to be idle. After that, the device will try for communication. It says back of the algorithm generate that random delay. Right? There random delay is there, then that is generated by the back of algorithm. That means algorithm running behind the scene. Algorithm running behind the scene will generate this random delay. But for the random delay, again, you also better looked into that. There should be actually some range for that. As more hosts are added to the network and begin transmitting, collisions are more likely to occur. You may agree, no? Especially with that bus network environment, collision can be happen frequently because the process that it has been introduced. ඒ කියන්නේ එක දෙකක් කමියුනිකේට් කරනදී collision වුණොත් එහෙම jam message එකක් දාලා hold කරනවා. දෙකකට වැඩිය එකපාර communicate වෙන එකේ අපිට control කරන්න පුළුවන්ද? There is no control at the bus network environment. දැන් switch එකක්වත් මැද තිබ්බනම් පොඩි control එකක් තියෙනවා. buffer කියලා concept එකක් තියෙනවානේ. If there is overloaded traffic to the switch will buffer this stuff. Okay. But in the bus environment, all the devices are connected through the transmission media. There is no control. Ethernet LANs become the saturated because users run network Ethernet LAN becomes saturated because users run the network intensive software. What are the network intensive software? Now, උදාහරණයක් කියන්න බං. Network intensive software මොනවද? එක හිතලා කියන්න බලන්න මොනවද network utilize වෙන්නේ. You are working with Office 365, no? Some are working with the online cloud, Google Drive, Google Docs, right? As far as we have the offline Microsoft Word, there is no any specific requirement for us to use the Office 365. But due to some comfortability or shared environment or collaborative editing or some other fair reasoning, people are moving with the cloud platforms. What will be happen with that? Entire network will be so much busy.
Yes.
So such applications are the network intensive software, right?
It's like as a collaboration tools. No.
Mainly that collaborative editing is the collaborative editing is the reason behind having the cloud Word documents, Word editing documents. For example, Office 365 can be shared between 2-3 persons and can edit the same document at the same time. Google Docs also that same like that. You can share the document and edit at the same time. On the other hand, actually, people are working at office and home, so they are not bringing the computers these days. They just go home and there is a separate computer at home. They access that online platforms from the home computer. The same environment can be provided through the cloud platform, but it is essential to have improved network, rich network, right? Okay, so that is the one aspect that land becomes saturated. You agree with the second statement there, long, which cause host to transmit more often and for longer period of time. If you are downloading video or if you are watching the video online, it consumes lots of bandwidth. Play online game, consume the lots of bandwidth, right? So NIC, network interface card, used by the LAN device, provide the several circuits so that communicating among devices can occur. That means eventually the whatever the encoding, decoding process is happening at the network card level, no? Network interface card level. No? So without interface cards, we can't do the communication because your computer has the digital data ones and zeros, but your transmission media carry the signals, analog signals. Then there should be a process to encode and decode. There is a message. Wireshark. Wireshark is the network analyzing tool. නේද? Wireshark කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Network analyzer tool එකක් නේද?
ඔව් සර්.
What is the relation of the Wireshark to here?
We can filter the packet and we can use to in here to monitor to the traffic in.
Yeah, that's right. Wireshark is the tool to capture the whatever the traffic over through the NIC, through the network interface card or Wi-Fi. Even Wi-Fi traffic will be captured. They can Wireshark අපේ computer දාලා තියෙනවා නම් අපේ computer එට එන යන network traffic, network data detail බලන්න පුළුවන් Wireshark එක හරහා. But still we are not talking about the Wireshark. Wireshark is not the network intensive application. Wireshark is running within the computer, local computer, and capturing the incoming and outgoing data, network data. At the same time, our second point is the NIC, network interface card, which helps on the communication. Otherwise, there is no communication because there should be a separate entity to encode digital signal into the analog signal and decode at the other end analog signal into the original digital signal. That part is the responsibility of the network card.
Yes.
NIC. So without the network card, we cannot talk about the network communication. So for these two topics, Wireshark is not related, but Wireshark is one important tool to capture the both incoming and outgoing traffic of a computer. Then we can do further analysis on the analysis on the data at any layer level. Layer 1, not layer 1 actually. Layer 1 is signal. Layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, layer 5. At each level, we can look into the data. And if we looked into the layer 1, it will show us the binaries, I guess. I cannot exactly remember. But Wireshark help us to intercept the communication and capture the data for analyzing purpose. Right?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah,
සර්
tell me.
මේ Wireshark වගේ ඒ කියන්නේ network monitoring tool වලදී මේ අපේ computer එකේ transmit කරන data විතර නෙමෙයි නේද සර්? මොකද network administrator කෙනෙක් firewall එකකින් එහා නේද බලන්න router එකේ connect වෙලානේ. එතකොට සර් අනිත් ඒවා මම හිතන විදිහට monitor වෙනවා නේද සර්?
මං හිතන්නේ ඒ කියන්නේ fire අපිට එළියේ එක monitor කරන්න බෑ ඇත්තටම. Wireshark store කරපුවාම ඒ locally නේ අපි Wireshark දාන්නේ. එහෙනම් ඔය කියන network firewall එකකින් එන traffic එක monitor කරන්න බෑනේ යාට. ඒ firewall එකෙන් මේ පැත්තට ආවට පස්සේ ඒක computer එකට ආවොත් එයාට පුළුවන් කරන්න. Just looked into that. As I can remember, Wireshark is installed in the computer. Computer එකට install කරන්නේ. එතකොට computer එකේ තියෙන wired network වෙන්න පුළුවන්, wireless network වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ හරහා මොකක් හරි කියන්නේ either user traffic or administrative traffic comes through the interface card will be captured by the Wireshark. දැන් Wireshark එකට එන්න පුළුවන් alien traffic. Wireshark එකේ capture වෙන්න පුළුවන් alien එන traffic. But although it is related to my computer or not, that has been reached to my computer. Might be administrative traffic. Those can be captured, but that mean we are not able to capture the traffic or data going through firewall. එහෙනම් firewall එකට link කරගෙන Wireshark දාගන්න. What do you think?
yes sir. it's මේ දැන් හිතන්න සර් දැන් අපි ගාව තියෙන wireless router එකක් කියලා. එතකොට අපි
Okay.
හතර දෙනෙක් නෑ සර් කනෙක්ට් වෙනවා සර් කමියුනිකේට් කරනවා ඉන්ටර්නෙට් එක. ඒ කියන්නේ මම කනෙක්ට් වෙනවා රවුටර් එකත් එක්ක. මට Wireshark
Okay.
දාගෙන සර්ගේ කමියුනිකේට් වෙන data packets බලන්න පුළුවන් නේ සර්.
පුළුවන්.
ඔව්.
ඇයි ඒක දැන් අපි දෙතුන් දෙනෙක් දාගත්ත මේ ඒ කියන්නේ ඒ මගේ එකට රිලේටඩ් නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ එකම network එකේ හිටිද්දි මගේ එකට ආවොත් විතරයි පුළුවන්. Due to some reason it should reach my computer. මට ගිහිල්ලා මට ෆිල්ටර් එකක්වත් දාන්න බෑ අනිත් කම්පියුටර් එකට. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයා හිතන්න මම අපි කම්පියුටර් 3-4ක් කනෙක්ට් වෙලා කමියුනිකේෂන් එකක් වෙද්දී අහවල් කම්පියුටරෙන් මට ආපු data ටික විදිහට මට බලන්න පුළුවන්. මට බලන්න බෑ තව දෙන්නෙක් communicate කරපු එක. Anyway, looked into that. I will check by Wireshark filters. I have used that, but I have used it in the local computers. Wireshark can me out of the topic, but it is important. Api balam pota.
That's right.
You
Welcome
can
to
hear, no?
lesson 1 of the Wireshark Masterclass.
Can you
Now,
hear?
I've always been wanting to do a condensed Wireshark course right here for you guys on YouTube. You've been asking for it, so I've done my best to listen. Now, in this masterclass, I'm going to take several lessons that you can download the trace file and follow along with me. And you're going to develop some core skills, especially when you're first getting going with using the analyzer. So I want to show you a few things, a few tricks that you can use to get a bit more comfort with it. Now, as you can see here on my copy of Wireshark, this is the default profile. Now, that's the first thing you want to. If I go out to my car, I'm 6'2". I want a certain setup for my seat, and I want my steering wheel in a certain place, and the rear view mirrors. And a lot of cars have the ability to just touch a button and everything goes to me. Well, my wife goes out there and she's 5'1". So she can't just jump in the same kind of settings that I like to use when I drive. So she's got another setting button. And when she hits that button, it all adjusts just to her. Now, in a similar way with the profiles within Wireshark, if I'm troubleshooting TCP, every profile. So one of the first things I want to teach you with the Wireshark Analyzer is going down, and let's go ahead and go to the right, lower right, Wireshark Masterclass. At least this come together. They've almost collided a little bit. So I'm going to go over here to the right, and I'm just going to click my little column adjuster, and that will set up everything so nothing's overlapping. Now, another thing that I like to do, now this is a personal preference, is typically if I'm looking at the packet detail and the packet bytes, in most cases when I'm looking at protocols, I'm looking at header values that are over here on the left, and I typically have this white space that's over here on the right.
Okay, actually we would not be able to get the exact answer for that by looking at this video, because it is descriptive one, and you better look into that. As per my understanding and as I remember, I used it around 2014. So 6 years back, my memory, as I can understand, it just capture the my network adapter, either Wi-Fi or physical network card, capture the whatever the transmission going out and coming in, and capture the all the things, whether it is related to me or not. These are going through the, if this is going through my interface card, it is captured, right? So looked into that. Who raised that one? Eranga. කවුද කැහුවේ? There is another chat message. Someone put the attendance first. Okay, Hasita looked into that. And I will update you also later. You also looked into that and update me if you found before me. But Packet Tracer is a tool to capture the whatever the network transmission, which is not exactly or directly related to our topic, right? So this is the half duplex Ethernet design. Actually, having idea about these different controllers are there inside the NIC would be enough, rather than worrying about the what could be the specific arrangement. So there is a Ethernet controller controlling the whatever the Ethernet related stuff, collision detection section. So loop back, linking the whatever the related administrative traffic, actually, because it is at the one end, and transmitter and receiver is there. Right, same way the other end also the particular structure is there. Most important are receiver and transmitter and collision detection. Receiver and transmitter and collision detection are the most important part here. Ethernet physical connector provides the several circuits, right? Anyway, we are not specifically looked into the what is those connectors, but you should have some idea there is some Ethernet controller within the NIC. Yes. Right, මෙතනින් නැවතුත් හොඳයි වගේ. මට ටිකක් ඇතිනේ 3:00යි. විද්දසුන් ප්‍රභාත් තරින්දනේ representative overall තරින්ද අද නවත්තමු දෙනම් පැය ටිකක් වෙන්න කරා. Let's finish for the day. We will meet next Tuesday discussing about the network congestion. Okay, thank you then.